That was all on stream. Welcome. I should have made sure my voice was working, but I did not. Welcome back. It's been a while. It's been a while, my little meatbags. How have you been? We're back to dev streams on Grim. Grim's back in whatever kind of development you want to call this. And, you know, as always, I have a website, datafabrications.com/Grim. Will take you to my active design document. Big news, Grim is now on Steam, so go ahead and, you know, you go wishlist that. Go wishlist Grim on Steam. If you want to play the game early, I added a tester tier to my coffee memberships. For 15 dolans a month, you will get monthly builds of the game. What else is new? Music provided courtesy of my, you know, video game radio, filled with all sorts of different video game soundtracks. So if you want to study, do some nonsense, that's up to you. Video sponsored by Dubby. Get the dub with Dubby. If you, like me, spend an obscene amount of money on energy drinks and need all of that down your neck hole, Dubby's got the solution for you with all sorts of flavors and anime tie-ins. Go get yourself some dubs with Dubby. If you want to support the channel, the games, there's, you know, good old Nutjob Nikki's got you covered. We got merch for days. As always, I am a silly little cartoon robot, and you are checking me out with your look balls. It's been some time. My little meatbags, we haven't done a dev stream in forever. Well, Grim has changed quite a bit. Grim functions as a game right now. Not a good one, but a game. I don't know why in the editor it takes so much time. Hold on, I'm linking a controller. It's been a minute. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I mean, we're linked. We're not in the game right now, is what's going on. Now this takes forever in editor, but it does not in a package build for whatever reason. I don't understand it. We don't have loading screens yet. Expect a video soon. I've got a Grim teaser coming your way. We gotta change the scene in OBS. We aren't even getting on this today. I don't know why I started it. In editor, this takes an ungodly amount of time. Oh, we're gonna be trying to do dev streams on Saturdays and Let's Play streams on Sundays. So expect the schedule coming soon. Yay. It snowed. It snowed in wonderful TV land. close a bunch of these. I don't need all this open. I shouldn't have done that, because that's not even what we're doing. We got this nice full version of Maya, which I haven't had since I graduated. This was a pretty penny to make sure I saved all my saved all of my master files for Grim. Here we go. So now at one point or another, I promised Luke that I would put a fountain in the middle of Guillotine City, right by Nutjob Nicky's, with a hamster that says Luke is the greatest. So we're gonna make that today. Kenneth, welcome back. Get out of my walls. Also, you could probably hear an echo from the TV up above my mic. I've been doing that the whole time, haven't I? Wowie wow. Kenneth, how have you been? It's been a while. It's been a minute. It's been a time, my friend. How are you? I just had a kid. I have a son now. So, anytime we're making an object, we start with a box. Absolutely. W. W for sure. W in chat. Yeah, so that's taken up a fair amount of time. Grim has expanded. We're officially public. So Grim is currently on Steam. Yes, Grim is currently on Steam. You can go ahead and wishlist Grim on Steam. Go ahead and add that to your wish list. It's already done. And I have monthly dev builds of the game for $15 a month. So, whatever you want to do, however you want to have it, I want to share my development with you. Oh, everything's built for PC. There's like a special process to get it working on a Mac. I don't know, you could try it. I'm pretty sure. Well, hold on. Let's close this out and go to platforms. I guess technically we could build it for Mac. Enjoy your schools. Perhaps we will build this for Mac as well. Oh man, this is Ape Escape 3. What a song. Only bananas. What a song. Grim is definitely on Steam though. Well, once this stream is over, I'll run a build for Mac and throw it up. Alright, so since we're... Alright. You can hit the Windows button in place of the Alt button. It's been a while. It's been a minute. So we'll go ahead and build the wall for the first part of the well. And then we can extrude faces. Well, yeah, so what we'll do, we'll take that and then we'll extrude around. What are we listening to? Wow. Alright. So now we've got, like, you know, kind of the first portion of the well. What we could do is take our vertex. We'll flatten it out like this so that we're sure to grab those edges. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna grab this edge loop and we're gonna bevel. Maybe put a third segment in there to allow that kind of fold to be there. We do want to, since we did that, we're gonna want to bevel these out as well. I mean, we could put one in the middle. I don't really want to. Alright. Now, Kenneth is going to school today. Oh. Yeah, I guess today's Friday. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, we just want to make as close to kind of another little sphere as possible, and then we're gonna extrude it. You know, maybe bring it in even more. And then from here we'll create a second set of walls. So we'll go up. We're gonna do we can G kind of create that. Wait, no, it's... Where does Kenneth live? It's Saturday. He's gotta go to school. Alright, so... We need... Here's the thing. We need this center ring to be big enough because we need to have yeah, whatever. Now, most sane people would just put the pedestal there. And that's what I think I'm gonna do. So we'll just create our pedestal. Alright, the next thing I want to do, I want to bring these up just a hair, kind of let it give a nicer feeling around those, around the lips of our fountain. Alright, so, and here's the thing, so we need to basically take the edges here, the edges here, our edges here, our edges here, our edges here, our edges here. Now let's make sure we got what we needed. Because we need, well, we don't need to bevel the bottom. We can even delete the bottom faces is what we should do, just for a better poly count. So we'll bevel that. Alright. We'll delete our bottom faces. And there we go. We got kind of the start of a nice little fountain. The big thing we're gonna want to do is I almost want this outer ring to be, I guess it's not terrible. We will want to duplicate this face and just bring a version of it up so we have a plane to set the water on, and then we'll just kind of make sure that this goes into the fountain. Alright, we'll duplicate this face, just kind of same sort of scenario. We do want so we'll find the front. Okay, I want a nice little slab here to glorify our greatest benefactor, Luke. The person that helped the most with development. So we'll, you know, take this, I might, yeah, honestly, we'll increase the edge loops there, do something like this, and then we'll just use our edge loop selection and the soft selection tool. to give this a nice form. We'll turn off soft selection for that one. So we'll delete all of our back facing meshes. Now, ideally, we would just texture the letters, because letters take up an obscene amount of polygons to make. So that's what we'll end up doing, just for, because Grim really shouldn't be that intensive. It was kind of built from the ground up. I mean, originally it was going to be a phone game, in all honesty. But that has gone to the wayside. So then we can take this, we'll move it back. You know, I like the face here. We'll take that. I'll probably extrude it once, just to create like an edge outline, and then we'll extrude back. And I really need that edge pronounced, so we'll take you, and we'll just reduce it. That's not bad. Alright. Now I could put it at the base of the fountain. So first off, we soften edges on our fountain. Okay. We're gonna see, the way I had envisioned it, it was kind of more up here. Also, oh, we need bend. What is that? That's I think that's under deform. Blend. Non-linear. Bend. So now we can take it, probably just delete history, but now we can take it and, you know, do something like put it right there. I mean, personally, yeah, I mean, that's not terrible. Either way, we need to create some channels for the water to kind of flow through. Oh, hold on. We'll delete. That needs to be like way up here. I don't have one for up there. So we have this one. No, we have it. It's just okay. So now we'll take this. We'll bring it in. So these two, these are, you know, that's our water. We're gonna take, yeah, we're gonna make little channels for the water to come through. And really, I just want a bunch of arches kind of around it. So we'll take it, object, insert edge loop, do it there. We'll go from the top down, and clearly that's not centered. That a little bit closer to the center, and then we'll take our vertex, we'll bring it up, and then we'll take our edge and we'll bevel it, and that'll give us kind of the shape we're looking for. So I'll take this and we'll extrude kind of the same way we did before. And then we can extrude backwards, delete our back face. Now we want to make just kind of a nice little edge for all those, and we can soften our edges. That seemed to work. Well, so if we take kudos 8214. What's good old my noodle is not much, man. How are you? I'm pretty good. It's been some time since we've actually sat down and done dev streams, so I'm happy to be doing them again. I miss you guys. Grim's been slowly coming along. It's just, you know, it's just me, so thank you all for your patience. Good. Excellent. So we're gonna 90 that. Maybe negative 90. And then we can zero everything out. Alright. So we'll take this. Take this. And then we'll move its pivot to 0. And we will clone. Is this is slightly off center. No, that's just up. You've been purchased for 18 doubloons by Copper Corp and then Blizzard, so you have rebranded from Nanners to Kudos. Oh, it's Nanners. To a lithium hydroxide. I see. Nanners, how you been, my buddy? By Copper Corp, then Blizzard. Copper Corp. What does that even mean? Way better. Way better. You have transcended into a chemical compound. Yeah, I hear, you know, that's the way to do it. Compound. How's it going with you? Well, I have a son now, so that's, you know, neat and interesting. Other than that, pretty good. I had to start spending a fair amount of money to do development stuff. Maya changed their programs, so the version I was using they don't support anymore. And then all of a sudden you're a father. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, so they changed they changed their program, and now they want, like, you know, $2,000 a month for, or no, $2,000 a year for Maya, which, you know, in hindsight, I really haven't used the full version of Maya in so long, so that's kind of nice, but also it's annoying because, you know, that's like $300 a month. But I didn't want to give up on Grim, so... Which is why, yeah, well, you know... Some of the files in Grim are, like, crazy old. And, like, my option was switch to Blender or, you know, and start a new game, or pay for Maya and finish Grim. So... it's kind of what I decided. Your VR game style has changed so much recently. I feel you. I get fucking motion sickness being in the headset too long. But I would still like to do like a VR version of Grim. Although Grim itself has changed a lot. I scrapped a few things. We're basically ready to just start making enemies and bosses and stuff like that. So I was gonna start, because I need to do the big bad that we drew a while ago. I was gonna do him, but I didn't want to just start with a character model like that. It went from gorilla-based hangouts to Arctic survival, trying not to fucking die from hypothermia and starvation. Nice. Unreal uses C+ and Unreal Script. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, one of the first projects we did was VR. It was like this VR RPG. You played as like an alien and you could like earthbend. But yeah, this was all done in Unreal, and we had it working on the Oculus. I haven't really fucked around with VR since, this was, this was 2017. You want to switch your game engines for graphics and particles' sake, since Unity doesn't compete with Unreal's graphic system. So you should, here's what I'll tell you, you should be fine to switch, honestly, because so I switched from Unity to Unreal for the very same reason, but this was back when it was UE3, and Unity just wasn't a very impressive system back in the day. Your biggest blocking area is that you switch from Windows to Linux, and now applications are a lot less flexible. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You kind of want to stay on Windows if you're doing game development. Basically for that reason. I mean, you can develop in other, you know, browsers, but like, yeah, software becomes a lot less flexible. Yeah, you would have access to all of Python. Soften. And we'll do the same thing with that pivot that we did with... I mean, honestly, we probably should have just made the one channel and then duplicated it from there. But that's alright. Alright, so... we'll go 90. And now we should have the 3, the 4 on the outside. So we'll go ahead and combine that. Wait, is Unreal ran on Epic Games or is it a file install? It is now run through Epic Games. They used to have a file install for it, but since Unreal 5, it's all been through Epic Games. I mean, they made Unreal. It's like the most widely used game engine on the market. I know. Whether my apps update or not. They don't force you to update. Especially with game engine stuff. Okay, so we can combine. Switch over to object mode. Combine. Duplicate. Well, now you gotta find your PlayStation password to sign into your account. Be right back. Alright. Well, I will also be right back. So, this should be a hamster. Let's look at images of hamsters. How do we want to do this? Just like a cartoon. Just get some ideas. Definitely not AI. Or no. Smash. Smash. The other thing we can do, we can we'll just bring that down a little bit so it's not interfering with our little thing. I'm gonna go ahead and grab you, you, and you, and we'll bevel. Okay, we'll bevel those. We'll delete this. And then we'll probably create some sort of here. And we'll extract these faces. We'll center pivot, and we'll extrude. Take that, we'll inverse our normals. And then we'll just take all our edges. And we'll bevel. Soften edges. What kind of hamster should we do? Because Sony can't keep up my account with my account details, you're sticking with Unity. Yeah, I mean, you know, do what you want to do. Nobody's gonna stop you. We gotta put a hamster on top of this, though. Soften those edges. So far, so good. We do want some, we want to create some intricacies in this fountain as well, because it's kind of bland the way it is. This game is goofy, but also serious at the same time. What, the one you're working on? Or mine. That is definitely true of mine. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of what I'm going for. I mean, like, the main quest is to just go get milk from Nutjob Nicky's and return home, and then you'll be greeted with a... You got a religion for your game that worships a hippo, a hamster, on a well. What's next? Well, so Luke has actually donated like a couple $100 to development. So Luke, I told him he was gonna get like a fountain because his profile picture's a hamster. So we were gonna put Luke is the greatest on this thing. And then we were gonna put like a little hamster. The fucking Horus the Hippo, you guys took that and ran with it. I don't. That was a. He was so popular. He's getting his own mini game in this. Who's spreading copy? Well, yeah. Why not? I'm about communist propaganda. We don't gotta hate on it. Horusism. Alright. Well, let's, let's do some of the intricacies right now. So, I want some, like, kind of Roman pillars. So what we're gonna do for that is we're gonna just take, like, a pillar like this. We're gonna delete both sides. And we're gonna go to poly modeling and we're gonna smooth it. Let's reduce. I want smooth. Okay. And then we're gonna take every other side. And we can extrude. And we'll push it in. And we'll delete that. And we'll get a shape like this, which is about what we want. And then we'll just kind of use this around, soften edges. So we can take that and combine. You just realized you think you saved the video of Horace rolling around. I mean, it's on my YouTube. It's also on my website. Alright, so we'll duplicate and we'll scale -1. So now we have 4 of those. So we'll separate, grab one, turn off snapping, center pivot. We'll probably do like a ledge somewhere around there. So we'll just go in between all of our fountains. We'll select you, and we'll combine. We'll insert, put it at the center, duplicate, -1. We'll combine, clone, turn off snapping, alright, and then we'll just take face, duplicate, and then we'll take this, probably move it down just a little bit, and extrude. Okay, we're reversed, so flip it around. Bevel that. We just delete that face. Do we want to be able to run around in this? Because if so, I need to widen out the outside of this. Yikes. Yikes. What is this? Oh. Okay. I don't know. This will just be a vanity piece. That's not a huge, how big is that area? So if we put it like right here, we could make it big enough to roam around in. I don't know. So if we combine everything and then we just but I'd have to like oh man. So yeah, I'll have to like individually grab these vertex. Now we grab you. Great. Great. Okay, so we don't want any of the inner center grabbed. Oof. I got it? Almost. There we go. Now we can do... I mean, realistically, I should probably bring... Realistically, I should probably bring this, this back, because it's a little much. As long as you just kind of grab enough of the face, the rest of it will follow. So yeah, if we make that not as big, we're gonna have to bring this guy in for sure, but it's not that big of a deal. Oh, okay. Now we gotta do a hamster. I want to save this. So we're gonna do fountain. You finally finished modeling your mountains? Nice. Mountains take a while. Fountain. Fountain. We'll just save it. And then we're gonna create a new scene. I'm gonna save, we're gonna create a new scene. Okay. So we're gonna set all this to 0. Grab our handy dandy tablet. Whoa. Fuck happened? Tablet was starting to separate. Wonder what that was about. Okay. So then we'll go to sculpting. We're gonna move. We will turn on symmetry. We're just gonna kind of So we just want to make sure we got a nice base for this guy. Switch over to objects. There's no symmetry on this just yet. We'll kind of bring that back. We'll insert edge loop. Go to custom, delete history. We'll have to smooth that. Okay. We'll set our pivot right there. Duplicate. -1. For these transforms. -1. Now we're going to create our little seed. Turn off snipping. Delete that because that was all fucked. We'll create a seed. Whoa. Since when has that become a thing? The fuck? What has happened to this cube? This cube's going away. I don't know what the fuck that was. You gotta go load your bike into the trailer and make sure your cousin is ready to go ride. Well, you have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. And then we just take these. Well, what we really want to do is take these and go. It's like 26 degrees. You got a wind blowing your balls at the track. Yeah. Sounds like fun. Alright, and then we'll just take the whole object, squish it down a little bit. We can do that. We want to zero out our X at least. All right. We want some ears. Just push that back. What? Oh, what's up? Do we need loves? Come here. We just need loves, huh? Oh, poor baby. Oh. My cat has decided it is cuddle time. Yeah. And then we'll just take it, because they're kind of oval shaped. Kind of, we can take our lattice, then grab. Doing this with one arm is interesting. I need two arms, baby. We got it figured out. We got it figured out. As I shout into my cat's face. Oh. Oh. So we're gonna go ahead and delete history. And then we'll just position it. About right there. Now we can bring that down to 0. Insert, duplicate, freeze transforms, and then R, we go -1. Now, we just got to make our little hands. So we'll just we can smooth that. We can smooth that and order some stuff from Good Times. God, I haven't had Good Times in forever. I don't even know what the hell they have anymore. Felix needs loves right now. Felix is very needy. Damn it. I need a drink. Should I just send this?
No.
Where's the wild fried dipping sauce? Extra dip sauce. There you go. Ugh. Yikes. What has happened here? How did that happen? What are we doing, Philo? Oh. Alright, we're back. So in order to get the arm shape, what I'm going to do is we're just going to kind of bend the arm here. And then we're gonna zero this out. And what we're doing, we're just kind of separating our object into, you know, larger shapes. So it's hard to so basically we'll take that, we'll set it to 0, we'll freeze transforms, and we'll duplicate at a -1. And then we have, you know, the 5 shapes that are going to make up our hamster. And then his little seed. So, we can export selection as Wow. Let's make sure nothing's gonna read incorrectly, like something like that, when we set the thing down. So we got export selection, and we should we want to make sure that we're still in our fountain folder, and we're gonna do an obj. We're gonna call this hamster, and we're gonna export that, and we're gonna say seed. Okay, that's about the extent that I want to mess around with that on Maya. Now, we're just gonna be sculpting. Sculpt, sculpt, sculpt. Get a ball. Gotta wait for ZBrush to load. We'll go ahead and import go to desktop, gram, fountain, hamster, and we're going to put it in, and we already have an issue. So what we should do to prevent that is combine the meshes that you're setting up. So we can combine that, export it. We shouldn't have this issue. We may. We'll see. But we'll have to import that again. Go. Yeah. So now we have our hamster. Okay. And within our subtool, we'll create another one. We can add whatever mesh we want. Okay, we're going to import our seed. Wherever the fountain is. So now we got our seed. Alright, so the first thing that we need to do, because this is separated into a bunch of different meshes, which isn't going to work for us, is we need to go over to geometry, and we're going to hit Dynamesh. I don't want it like at a crazy high resolution, so we're gonna do like 1. We'll see how this, yeah, so that's not enough. So we'll go to 30, and we'll hit Dynamesh, and that's too high, honestly. You know, maybe 24, maybe. See, we don't want them to merge like that, so yeah, I guess that'll work. So we'll go ahead and turn on symmetry. And now we just, sculpt our centerpiece to the fountain. And it helps when, you use your tablet the correct direction. We did join that. It might just do that. Yeah, it's just gonna do it. We can BMV. We can separate our hands a little bit. And then we can Dynamesh. So now that we have our Dynamesh, I really just want to kind of get rid of any indication that this was Dynameshed. So we just want to smooth it out. Make sure we got kind of a nice smooth surface to start working from. And then we can really cut it there. Alright, and then we'll go to visibility. Is that in geometry? Modified topology, delete hidden. Now, since we have Dynamesh selected, we can kind of smooth this out. It's not a bad idea to work in Dynamesh for a minute while you're getting the bearings of the shape. You know, I mean, a hamster is gonna have a little tail coming out, which we don't wanna hide. Still really struggling to get, all of our geometric shapes out. We want to go for a more organic look. Kind of drop the skull a little bit. I hate working in red wax. One of my favorites is Framer. It just gives me a better kind of way to look at this. So the first thing we're gonna do, we've got big old cheeks. So I want to inflate, which is IN, and usually when you do this, you want to do clay buildup. So we basically kind of build out we build out our hamster shape. If we got big old cheeks, usually come around lovely old cheeks. Now we're just and we're gonna use our move tool because I really want our ears to be set up a little bit more like that. We're gonna do a dem standard to kind of cut our mesh a little bit, differentiate body shapes, just kind of give it more of a gradation and movement. So with this dem standard brush, we're going to go along the base of our mouth and then probably mark out our nose a little bit. We don't need okay, so we want to use our movement brush because we're a little too far out on our body. I'm going to use our perspective because that's kind of throwing me off. But we'll just flatten that out. Okay, we're going to go back to our dem standard. We're going to turn up the intensity. And we'll just kind of sculpt out some toes. We can just go up a little bit. We'll just soften that. Use our movement brush. Okay, we go back to our dumb standard. We just need to really kind of emphasize that this is his arms. So if we move, huh. We can build up some clay towards his arms. Just to emphasize where that's coming from. Okay. And then we go BCB. All right. Using BCB, we can kind of Drop our intensity. We can use some snake hook to kind of drag some tufts. Let's BMV. He's kind of judging you. Huh? Oh shit. ERB. Oof. Forgot ZBrush does that. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just kind of... The other thing to keep in mind is this thing's going to be like gold. So we want to give it like a sculpted look. The best way to do that is with snake hook. It's just time consuming. And then you how bad does that look? Not terrible. Not really what we're going for. It's hard to do these in the center. So we can do elbows. We need to emphasize his elbows here. Not like that though. That doesn't read right. And inflate. Just to make his fingers look better. I don't like this facial expression. I think rake's a good one to kind of give the illusion of like burr without still feels like it's really intense. As if it was just like, you know, just a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. The thing is, I don't think I need So if I make it small enough, I can just kind of hollow that out. So maybe adding a few more snake hooks. It's always hard to get the singular as center. So we can just smooth that out because it's definitely too much. It gives us that little bit of texture. Well, I want to make the eyes bigger for sure. My power is as nothing. We can emphasize the back of his head here. SH. I mean, that kind of works. And snake hook a little bit more. Okay. So we're gonna call this good. So we can't import that directly into the game. It's too fucking high poly. There's no way. So what we'll do, I want to merge this down so that the eyes are a part of the object. The seed I'm really not going to fuck with. Outside of no, subdivision. So we'll UV that. But what I want to do is we'll duplicate hamster 1. We're gonna go down to Z remesher, and we're gonna hit target poly whatever. We should have hit freeze borders, but we'll see what happens. Honestly, not the worst thing ever. I want half of that though. Because that is still insanely dense. So we're going to export hamster low. Okay. But before we do that, we're going to go to Z plugin, UV master unwrap. Okay. We're going to export that as hamster low. Okay. We're going to take his seed. We're going to unwrap. Okay. I'm going to export. Seed. Save. We're going to export hamster high. We're going to go object. Now, I just want to make sure that when we import, go to Grim, Fountain, we're gonna import hamster low. And we're gonna get this, and it is fairly dense, but it's, you know, it's workable. This will work in a game engine. Okay, so we grab this UV master. We're also going to import our seed. And we're going to combine these two. And we're going to soften edges. Okay. I'm gonna grab the UV shell of the seed. I'm gonna shrink it. Bring it right about there. Okay, now we can take you. We're gonna assign new material. Maya blend. Going down to our attribute editor. This isn't gonna be Maya blend anymore. This is gonna be hamster stat mat. Okay. Now the whole thing's set up like that. We can take our UVs. We're gonna copy into new set. Okay. And we're gonna export hamster text. Okay, now with that exported, we can now go into Substance Painter. And we'll probably layer the gold a little bit, but this texture itself won't take too long. Okay. So we're gonna go new. Grim. Now we got this. Okay. I want to bake textures. And we're going to add our hamster high. We're going to bake it at 412. Or let that bake. Failed to bake color map, that's to be expected. Just waiting on a bake. Alright. So that looks pretty good. That'll work anyway. But what we want to do is get rid of our log, go to shelves. We're going to go to materials. I'm going to find, yeah, we'll find a gold. You can delete that. Gold pure. So we'll start with this, and then we're going to go ahead and duplicate. Okay. Drop really dark. We will add a black mask. We're gonna choose by UV. I just want the eyes to be darker. But honestly, I think we're just going to have to take our brush and kind of gently go across. Yeah, painting only with gold is interesting. Then they want, you know, you're going to want to go into all these tufts. So we're going to export textures. We'll do okay. We're gonna export textures. We'll export into desktop. Fountain, we'll go new, folder. Gonna select this folder. Okay. Save as. Somewhere in Fountain. Hamster. So we'll save just there. Okay, so hamster gets its own texture, which is fine. So we'll just take this. We'll export selection. Just hamster OBJ. We'll export. Now we're going to open our fountain. You don't need to save anything for that. We will import hamster.obj. turn off snapping. Okay. Maya blend. This will be hamster stat mat. Okay. Type in statue. Okay. We'll save. Now, I'm gonna separate these. Okay, these two will be combined. We'll UV camera base, UV shell. Okay. We are going to assign this a new material. This will be called fountain water still mat. And every single one of these every single one of these. Combine those. Okay. UV camera base. We're gonna unfold. We want to make sure these are all facing the same way. We can go by UV shell. Grab all of these. just keep them coming. All right. Okay, so all of these get their own material. All right, so first off, this should have a light map. I need to select it by object. Okay. These should have a light map. And we will now assign this a new material. And this will be called fountain water flow map. Okay, so I don't have to worry about these two because those are already built textures. Everything else in here does need to be built. So we can go ahead, deselect all of the pre-built stuff. We're going to go ahead and combine, and we'll do UV camera base. So we can start with our fountain. We can cut, and then we can UV shell, unfold, I think. Yeah. It's a weird way to do it, but that's all we really have to do. This thing, I think we can just unfold. That, we just need to cut. We can unfold. This we can unfold. Pardon my correction. I can't just unfold this. I should be able to. UV camera based. UV shell. Control U to unfold. Now all of these I just want like, okay. So we'll separate. I want to take this. I want to find our UV, cut an edge, and then UV shell unfold. Okay, now I want to take this and I want to transfer attributes. G. Okay, now I go in here. G. 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 Alright, looks like we got all those. All that's left are these little guys, which can also be unfolded. So UV camera base. I'll take the UV shell. It will unfold. Okay. And we just take object. And transfer attributes. And we'll just go along. G. 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 Alright, so now I should be able to deselect all of the textured materials. This one can go away. So, we'll take you. That's all of them. And we combine. What is this then? Okay. Oh, we're gonna separate. Okay. Okay, transfer. All right. All of these are the same now. So take all of that and this, and we can combine. Now, take that.
There. One of these things is not like the other. Okay, all of those are good. All of them are bad. G. All right. Combine all of those. Now we've got the entirety of this. We can use UV shells. So that's not a terrible size for this. Now, I need to separate these. Separate. Now we combine. We got a UV shell. This I want to make large because I'm putting text on it. This can be just take the whole thing. Actually, I'm use this space up here for this. All right. Take that. Assign a new material, my blend. With this being fountain mitt. Copy into a light map. So really, this is the only texture that we're gonna need. Ooh. Alright, so export this selection as fountain obj export, and then we will grab this entire thing, combine it, and export as an FBX of TI fountain export. Now we're gonna new select I think that's right. Open. Yeah. So let's look at the textures we have. Because honestly, I'm not doing something right with these fucking textures. This thing's probably fucked. We could, let's check. Let's check if we fucked that up. Ow. God. Ow. What are we doing, kitty? What are we doing? Finding our fountain. I'm gonna import all. This should have like 4 fucking materials on it. And it might not. Yeah. Okay. Because we can go into textures. We can open this. Alright, so I'll open this, just bring all of this in here. I forgot to add a specular, so I'll do 0.2. Base color, you got a height, you got a metallic, you got a mixed AO, you got a bad normal, we got a good normal. I need to do... That's too dark. It's way too dark. 2.05. We'll try this at 1. Probably 1. See how that looks. All right, so small. Hold on, let's open up another content. Go all water. Yeah, so I'll open up this guy. Fountain. That's too big. And then we can use water format. The water fountain portion looks fine. It's the still water looks like shit. Yeah, that's not terrible. Play from here, see how it looks. Wow. So we'll go over to here, 0.07. That reads better. Probably have to create a custom collision for this guy. But you can get on top of him. So I do want it. So say you were to come up from here, I want it to be like dead center, right there. Yeah, so we need to go on, finish that. Oh, BRB. Alright, we're back. We're back. How much time do we got? We got enough to finish our fountain at least. So the first thing we want to do let's build the fountain real quick. We have a lot of and that's not gonna fucking deform right at all. If I take this, do we have the we have to have the like pebbles? Maybe not. It's probably in here somewhere. Well, what happens when we do a fill and base color? Normal. I think our best bet is to re-UV the central. Yeah, honestly, that's not terrible. If we UV scale it a bunch. Black mask. How does brick look? It's probably all jacked up. Honestly, not the worst thing up top. So we'll just What is up with this perspective on this? Good lord. Alright, I want... If I took this as the base, that would probably work. UV. Yeah, I don't mind that. I want, I'll take this gold. Okay. Now, import resource. Grim. I know there's a textures file. Rounded cobblestone is what we're looking for. That's exactly what we were looking for. So now we're gonna fill it, and we're gonna give it rounded cobblestone. And we're gonna go throw that on its normal. Alright, and then we'll just black mask. Just gonna hit all the spots we're not. Alright, so we'll take this. I want it darker. Something like that. We'll take this, we'll duplicate, clear that out. Everything but color. We'll do that. Oh, let's try to multiply. Okay. Go up here. And duplicate. Everything but color. Switch over to a multiply. Now, okay. So I want to go through and I want to create kind of creases or break up the thing here. This gets distorted pretty bad. And then we'll create our plate here. Add a black mask. Okay. Need to open up Photoshop. We'll add a fill layer, make this black, metallic all the way, roughness all the way, height all the way down. Go ahead and add black mask. We'll take this, grab our brush, shrink the brush down, turn on our lazy mouse, and then we'll just kind of go across with our geometry. We're going to do the same thing up here. I mean, you can clean it up. I'm just trying to be neat the first time. So there we have it, our fountain without its inscription. So we'll go File New. I want a black background. Okay. And I want white text. All right. There we go. Okay. Make sure that's all spelled right. I'm pretty sure it is. There we go. Luke is the greatest. And we will transform this. Okay. I'll hit apply. Whatever. We'll save this as Luke under JPEG and Grim under Fountain. And we'll save that file, import resources, add Luke. Fountain, Luke, texture, to project, import. So now, create a new fill layer, add a black mask, alpha, or stencil. That's what we're gonna do. Alright. We're going to go to brushes. Grab a hard brush. So, now we get to play around with that. First thing I want to do is, well, increase our height. Probably write it in a gold. I don't want to do nothing there. Luke is the greatest. We will add an emissive. And give this one okay, so we'll file, export textures. I'm gonna do a fill. We're gonna change our color to black, turn off everything besides color. I just want that file, export texture, Grim, fountain. Select folder. God damn it. We'll export and we'll open up Grim. We can stop. And then we're gonna import everything we just got. So import the game fountain base to fountain roughness is what it looks like. And then we can take that fountain base color. To do a specular, so we'll do 0.2. Fountain emissive. that. Fountain metallic. Fountain normal. Fountain roughness. Hit apply. Oh, whoops. See, that's a little too dark. That is a little too dark. Let's try taking our fountain mat. If we take our base color and multiply by 1.2 and feed that into our base, that should lighten it up. How strong is this? Doing it this way I don't think is the best way to do it. It does, it's just not, so like you gotta do like 5, stuff like that. There we go. That blends in a lot better. Excellent. We now have the water fountain that belongs in here. I'll have to play around with it and get fix the collisions for it, but yep. Well, that was good practice. We got a bunch of quality of life improvements to make, like fixing the melee. I want to turn the emissive down on that. Makes the shadows way too apparent. instead of tying that in there, let's tie it in here and do like a 5 and not have it plugged into a missive. $20? Does that help it over? No. Does it look like base? I think it's alright. I think what we need is a spotlight. Source radius. Lumens. So that does help it. Yeah, I think we just need to fix the texture. Hamster mat. .08. Emissive. .005. Okay, so somewhere between one. It's a little bit better. There we go. That feels a little bit better. Oh. All hail Luke. Yep. That's what we just spent the last 4 hours on. I mean, it's not bad. It works. It works for what it was supposed to be, I would say. Yep. No, I don't have much time to do anything else. I know that thing needs some fucking collision. So let's fix that real quick. Browse to asset. Because this was traditionally something that was going to be out in the open. Outside of the map, so it didn't really have a whole lot of collisions set up for it anyway. Tell them like, yeah, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna move it right here. So we'll just add a cube. We can delete this. We're gonna add box collision. We still can't even see our box collision right now. Alright, it's not amazing, but it'll work a lot better. It should work a lot better. Let's find out. It's gotta get fixed. So I don't think that's the only one I put inside the map. This is great. Arts and crafts. Oh, a dev stream. Yeah. You're on the tail end of it though, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna try doing dev streams on Saturdays. Although Saturday morning seems to be the only time I can break away and get 4 hours to myself. So welcome. Nice to see you here, Arts. Yikes. I think he blew up. I think I got him. So we got our bomb rats. We got a handful of enemies we're about to add. That's kind of a less than optimal spot to be put in. That second window, huh? I'm gonna move that up here. There we go. Yeah, we got a lot that needs reworked. So far, so good. See, now I can't make it up there. All right. At least player death works now. This level's a lot bigger than it looks. Got my checkpoints, none of them work yet. It's a shame we can't collect anything right now. No, I can't make it back. That's problematic. He was supposed to ragdoll too. Wonder why. Does the drowning death work? The night and day is definitely working. we might have to add some time-based stuff. Yeah. So that works. Just never tells it to rag, because this should make me ragdoll as well. Which isn't the right death for that, but whatever. All right. Well, I want to probably end the stream here. I want to thank y'all for coming in and watching. And as always, if you're new here, hit that sub, hit that follow, hit that like. And I will hopefully see you in next week's episode. Thanks for watching.